The Good Life, Field Reading, Week 34. What is the good life for you? What has met me this week is the question, what is the good life? I have met several people, some new and some that I knew from before. And underneath the theme was, what is the good life? And in the last week I talk about new cycle, so we go into new cycle. And when we go into new cycle, very often we create the same in another cycle. So it's kind of, we are experience the same as we have done so many times. So to be aware, what do we want to experience in this new cycle? And what is the good life for me is not the same as is the good life for you. So this theme and this week invites us to go deep within and to explore what is a good life for me. How can I live with peace? A lot of people also mention peace, and it is kind of interesting because this week I have seen so much chaos around me, and it is because I work in health care system and it is crisis. But in the midst of this crisis, I have been still. I have feel this stillness inside, like the water, it is still. So I said to my husband several days this week that I feel like this ocean when it is still, because it was still also yesterday. Even though, because we are talking about all the crises that we have seen. And in the midst of the crisis, we can still be in peace inside, be still. And that is for me a good life, because life will happen. We witness a lot of drama. And for me, a good life is a life where you don't go into the drama, you don't become a part of the drama, you absorb the drama, but you kind of hold back. This week I made a podcast with Verla about living in crisis, and there I shared that one day at work I went on a bus, and we went by the bus to the city, to a shopping center, and we bussed a lot of the work day, and it was crisis at our work, and we decided, well, we don't want to be in this crisis all around, so we just started to bus all this day, and it was quite fun because I felt like I was a tourist in my own city. So, and also the people we work with that was with us, they also enjoyed it enormously. So we absorbed and just said, okay, we don't want to be a part of this chaos. So a good life is a life where you observe, even though it is a lot of drama, it is jealousy, it is pain, it is so many things, because everything is coming up. How can we find peace and stillness in the midst of it? And now, when I have made this video, I will also go into this weekend's ceremony, because I will do a ceremony with my cousin this weekend. And I talked to her just before this video, and she asked, well, what have you kind of your thoughts about the theme for this monad integration? I have done my monad integration, so she will do her monad integration. And I said the theme for this week, and that will be the theme for the monad integration, is the good life. Yes, that has come up for me too. So we were very attuned. So even that was, what is the good life? And I had a long conversation with my husband about the good life, because we have gone in some cycles, and also the dogs have mirrored the cycles. I had a dog that mirrored my cycle, this kind of transformation. And my dog died 4 years ago, and then the other dogs died a month ago, or this summer. And he mirrored my husband, and it was his cycle. So they lay, we have dig them in the earth, and they lay beside each other, and they are kind of a mirror of the transformation that we have done. So, and also we have changed the roof, and this is symbolic also for another cycle. So when we go into cycle, as we do all the time, what is the good life? And I want to ask you, if your life, if no one observed you, you had no social media, you had no status, what would your good life be? Even if you don't need to post anything on social media, it has nothing to do with status, the raw you, when you are in your essence, what is the good life? What would you do even though you didn't get paid for it? And also, if you have this, because a lot of people we have to have more. We are so indoctrinated to, we have to have more money, more this, more status, more. The more word is so ingrained in our body and in our life. So if you had enough, you have enough about everything, how would your life be? How would you create your good life if you had all the things you needed? So if you see beyond all the role and what we call success, because a successful life and a good life isn't necessarily the same. So because we are programmed with thought program that says good life is like this, but a good life, it is only on your term. And if you have a partner, you have to bring it up so that you can discuss it together. So that's why I have discussed this with my husband this week. What is a good life? And the cycle we are going into, because there are coming so much newness into. What do you think about that? And also I want to mention a last piece. There are so much deep transformation. I went into several of the people I met. I went into witnessing their life through their eyes and feeling it in our body. And it was a lot of sadness, and it was sadness of all that has been, because we haven't lived a good life. So it has been a gap between what we wanted and the life we lived. So, and then it became a kind of a sadness. So I felt a lot of sadness, and I actually cried one day this week just to release it, the sadness of humanity, how we wanted to live the good life, but it felt like life happened to us and not for us. So now we are invited to really create deliberately and know that life is for us. So I invite you to go deep, because it is only you who know. And also, are you willing to organize your life around what you want to experience, the good life, the peace life, or whatever. So you also have to, because one of the important thing is that we act on it, because so often we know, but then say, no, I take it later, do all this trivial and just going in the loop, because it is so much easier to go in the loop and the pattern, the repetition pattern. So when we want another life, it requires us to go out of the loop and deliberately create new pattern, and are willing to do the foundation to experience the dream life. I can give an example. Some of you know that I have started to make short videos. So I share one short video almost every day. It isn't, because this week have been hectic, so it was one day I didn't manage to do it, and last week, so there are some days that there are so much to do at work and life happens. So, but almost every day I share one video, and I will share 365 short videos. And it is because that is my action to the new life, the new cycle, and what I have said yes to. So it is the good life for me. But you probably have another thing that require action, and me doing it every day, it is kind of a reminder for me that this is the good life, this is the good life, and I do it with ease. I make short videos. Not a lot of people do it and use hours making a short video. I just use 1.5 minutes, so I just bubble, so I just answer question that people are wondering. So I don't have a script. I just, it comes, so it doesn't come perfectly, because I don't believe in the perfect. I just share my words because I embody what I speak about. So this is also what most of us long for. We have the wisdom within. So that's why I just do this short video. I just answer them directly, even though I haven't thought about this. Just I got an answer and then just like I do now. But now I have a theme and I'm just rambling around the theme. So this is easy for me. And I started this hero's journey in 2013, and most of the collective started in 2020. And that is also why I made the hero's journey. It is a course program, and after the hero's journey I made the spiral of grace, and then the DNA detox and the recalibration, and the last, the monad integration. And all these 4 program and course, it is a reset. So it is from the old, because we are all going to the hero's journey, and then the spiral of grace that really helps us, and then the DNA detox and recalibration, because we need to detox from the old programming, go out of this repetition. So the DNA, we know that the DNA we can change the DNA, but then we need to detox the DNA, because epigenetics show us that our surroundings and our thoughts and our emotion, everything is affecting our DNA. So now we know that even scientists and what we know now, that DNA isn't just static. It is a living material. So I will end with, what makes this life worth living for you? What makes this life worth living for you? I wish you the best week 34. Namaste.